Captain, I hope Dr. Wells has not dragged you into one of his irrational schemes again. My diagnosis of his mental stability is not flattering. I am pleased to inform you that we have arrived at the labyrinth. Please be advised that electrical... Oh.
Attention, unauthorized spacecraft. You are hereby confined to your docking platform. I wager it'll take a bit longer than it takes you to lose your patience and storm out of your ship looking to get shot. To be honest, that'd make my job a lot easier. Protocol, the sentencing of one Tartarus docking authority. Wait, is that from the groundbreaker?
Transmission terminated. How... Take care. Sending a corrupted tracking signal to the board was quite clever. If I might say, Captain.
Caution!
Not while I breathe. Push on, Margot.
Medical contamination occurring. Error. Owner not found. ready to kill germs. Terrified. Analysis of efforts. Wrong tool for the job. You make it dirty, Sam cleans it up.
The captain did right by us once. Now it's our turn. The board will never own Groundbreaker. Not while I breathe. Push on, Mardats!
What? What's that noise? Protect the Groundbreaker!
Caution! Mega Magic! Behind you, customer! Cycle complete.
Got the airlock. Stay down, hullhead.
Gotta admit, I'm not too keen on walking into a prison. They lock me up, I'm liable to kill everyone trying to get back out.
Area sanitization assessment. The labyrinth on Tartarus. Task classification. Easy peasy. Muting volume now.
Whew. We have a lot of shooting to do, Captain.
Pollutant purified.
This is bad!
What was that?
They got one of ours! Find them! Thought I saw something.
Damn! Putting trash in its rightful place for more than 70 years. Customer, to your left.
Reminder, lying in the dirt is unsanitary. Reminder, lying in the dirt is unsanitary.
Good news, customer. All germs and contaminants have been neutralized. Dirt alert! Dirt alert! Executed. Clean up the competition.
Bleeding out!
That will leave a stain.
The bucket of bolts ain't working! Everyone all right?
Infestation encroaching.
But the captain needs our help. So get in there and wait for company ammo. Stay down.
Wrong tool for the job. Scoured with prejudice. Performance evaluation is sterling. Entering quiet mode.
Well, look. Ha! I knew I smelled Monarch.
Keep talking.
And... oh.
Interactive database updated. The unique organic sub...
When you go off and get yourself shot, try to avoid taking one to the face. It took some doing, but employing an efficient management strategy of putting our guns to his head seemed... I've got work to do.
Contaminant. Detected. And neutralized. To neutralize and sanitize. Mutant purified. Difficult job ahead? Consider equipping a pack of Sam's Special Solvent Stain-Out Remover. It's ruthless on residual blood splatter.
Take a breath now, folks. Once we're out there, I suspect we ain't gonna have time to stop shooting.
Captain, you have an You've been working with Dr. Wells from the beginning. You've disrupted the balance of power. To your credit, Captain, you are one of the colony's finest. For all your talents, you... Dr. Wells is being held in my custody. All that's left to do is put down... I wish you'd simply cooperate. This prison is equipped with an automechanical warden. And don't worry.
Germs and contaminants have been neutralized.
Why won't you go?
Resuming passive mode.
You don't know how glad I am to see you. You did the right thing. And you lunatic, you broke into the board's own fortress just to rescue one doddering old man. You are absolutely out of your mind. I know, my friend, I know. And now, you've broken the board's strangle. You and I. Earth has gone dark. We haven't received a single message in 3 years. There's been no communication. 2 years ago, the Earth's Directorate's frigate disappeared on their way back to Earth. We don't know what they discovered when they arrived.
So we've got to make do on our own.
You're quite right. We're in serious trouble, my friend. Do you know what this means for Halcyon? We can't rely on Earth for support anymore. Yes, we do. You've done a marvelous thing. You've succeeded. We must begin the revival process. We're going to need a leader. And when I had... You're...
The OSI teaches that everything in the universe happens according to the grand plan. But the stranger that arrived in Halcyon was an unplanned variable. From the moment he landed in Emerald Vale, his actions altered the course of history. The events on Tartarus brought about the end of the board's authority. But the board's mistakes would haunt the colony for decades to come. The damage they left behind would require the work of a generation to repair. Dr. Phineas Wells began reviving a handful of the Hope's colonists. Engineers, scientists, technicians, and intellectuals. They were among the brightest minds the Earth had ever sent out into the stars. The Hope scientists and engineers woke up in a colony descending headlong into total collapse. With no way to return to Earth, they had no choice but to band together and devote themselves to the cause of saving Halcyon. The people of Halcyon were nothing if not hardy. In the absence of the board's authority, many of the colony's settlements banded together with a single purpose in mind: survival. Life was especially hard in the years to come. Some towns dissolved by attrition and starvation, but most of them found a way to carry on. In the years to come, Halcyon was forced to reckon with its newfound freedom. The board was gone, and for better or worse, the colony was responsible for its own destiny. Sanjar's civil liberties and worker-centric policies were slow to catch on with the other corporations. But as Halcyon began its long, arduous journey toward recovery, many of Terra 2's smaller townships started adopting MSI's alternative corporate structure, and eventually became entirely self-sufficient. In the coming years, many of these townships managed to eke by, where otherwise they might have starved. Sublight Salvage adapted to the changes in Halcyon, shifting their business model to suit the times. Their claims of legitimacy were scrutinized, but ultimately unquestioned. Lilia Hagen would continue to protect her family as ruthlessly as ever. Adelaide McDevitt replaced Reed Thompson as the leader of Edgewater. She and her followers transformed Edgewater in their image. Anyone loyal to Reed was pressured into leaving town, and those who stayed behind adapted to her way of life. Adelaide transformed the old cannery into a new garden. The nearby Edgewater Cemetery provided a convenient source of fertilizer. As for Reed Thompson, it was said that he lasted exactly 2 days outside the walls of Edgewater. Years later, a marauder was found in possession of his hat. Under the leadership of Junlei Tennyson, the groundbreaker held firm against corporate influence. The ship's mechanical stability gave Junlei the time to educate a promising generation of engineers schooled in her family's traditions. The future of the groundbreaker looks promising. The rediscovery of the Hope and the abandonment of the lifetime employment program forced Byzantium to come to terms with some uncomfortable realities about the state of Halcyon. While Byzantines were reluctant to surrender the luxuries they'd grown accustomed to, the board's diminished authority gave them little choice in the matter. Nearly everyone had to learn to make do with less. Some even had to get jobs. It was a dark time indeed. Ellie savored her adventures on the Unreliable. Once they were done, she returned to life as usual, running missions of dubious legality shunning respectable work, and living life to the fullest. She meant to reach out to her one-time captain, but she was always bad at keeping in touch. Life in Halcyon was sobering for Felix Millstone. The grand revolution he dreamed of never came. There was no great awakening for the colony, no celebrations in the streets. There was only the hard, desperate work of trying to repair a broken colony. Felix never had a head for numbers, but if there was labor to be done, he was there to help. Eventually, Felix realized that the work of a revolution was done with two hands. Though Parvati eventually grew comfortable aboard the Unreliable, she never quite came out of her shell. She seemed to prefer the company of Ada to the crew, and she could often be found neck-deep in cables and grease, telling Ada funny stories from her childhood. While the colony fell into chaos, she found an island of relative peace with Ada, and they formed an unusual bond. She decided to remain aboard the Unreliable permanently as its chief and sole engineer. As hard as she tried to drink them away, Nyoka's memories eventually overcame her. Traveling with the crew served as a constant reminder of the family she'd lost, and so she eventually returned to Monarch to get back to what she found most comfortable: the deep end of a bottle and the far end of a trail. Few have seen her since, but travelers often swear they hear her and her machine gun in the night, screaming swears and spitting bullets. The SAM unit that accompanied you spread awareness of the product line's superior sanitation and maintenance capabilities across what was left of the colony. This led to a boost in SAM unit sales. Did you know that SAM units are the longest-lasting, toughest-acting cleaning solution in Halcyon? Minister Clark was released from house arrest, and his contact with you gave him a sense of renewed purpose and vigor. Once it became clear that no help would be coming from Earth, he threw his considerable efforts and talents into helping Halcyon manage the crisis before it. As for Dr. Phineas Wells, he spent his remaining years in his orbital lab. He eventually came to terms with his own past and was able to forgive the mistakes of his younger self by devoting his remaining years to serving the colony. Dr. Wells was able to revive many more scientists and engineers than he first expected, thanks to the additional batch of chemicals you stole from the Ministry. Wells never forgot about the human lives that were lost in acquiring these chemicals. In the end, Dr. Wells was able to save every scientist and engineer aboard the Hope. Over the next decade, nearly all of the Hope's remaining colonists were successfully revived. Halcyon saw a period of rapid technological and scientific advancement. Breakthroughs in dietary supplements saved the colony from starvation. Geoengineering projects and social reforms began to change the structure and character of the colony. Dr. Wells laid the groundwork for the project to save the colony, but he would never live to see the fruits of his labor. He passed away a few years later. His work was carried on by the scientists and engineers he revived. Today, Halcyon has stabilized. The people of the colony work hard to adapt to their new circumstances. Nearby colonies send aid and supplies. Life will never be easy in Halcyon, but for the first time in its history, there exists a sense of real, genuine hope about the future. And what about you, the unplanned variable in the history of Halcyon? Long after Wells passed away, you carried on his work with more energy, determination, and brilliance than he could ever muster. The years that followed were hard, but Halcyon survived by the efforts of the Hope's most promising colonists, the greatest of which was you. No one knows what's happened to Earth, and no one knows what the future has in store for Halcyon. All we know for certain is this: the name of the Unreliable and that of its intrepid captain will remain the subject of countless stories for years to come.
Captain, I hope Dr. Wells... Welcome back, Captain. How... Certain.
It was the law-forsaken parasites.
Captain, we have a communication coming in from one Administrator Ludovico.
Get off the transmission, Cedric. Law be with you, friend. I am Administrator Ludovico. Her death, she was...
All right, Ludovico, that's enough. Captain Hawthorne, so glad to finally have a word with you. Cedric Kincannon, the you for law, please.
Yes, exactly. You're, as far as I... Just... You must... Please.
The future of our company.
Fine. I can't... Mr... The... My...
Eridanos is a high... The... Sending a corrupted tracking signal to the board was quite clever, if I might say, Captain. Eridanos, recently famous for Halcyon having... Some crew members are causing a disturbance on the ship.
Dead center. Next round's on you.
Shh, the captain's coming. Put your gun away. Act casual.
Oh, yes. This'll about do. That's a mighty clean weapon. Yep. Ain't no call for a closer inspection by anybody.
Oh, Captain, it's beautiful up here. Can we get more jobs like this one?
Hello, hello, hello there. Hope your atmosphere I'm the Grand. You... Hell, he... not... I'm... you're making fun, right? You're still giving me a pretty blank. See, you say that, and... I must have had something in my ear.
Greetings, Inspector. No need to check in here. Your paperwork has all been processed. You should be able to find the Colonial.
Oh my stars. This is the hotel? I only ever seen a place like this in periodicals. Ooh, feels...
I'll bet you 10 bits this is all just some sort of publicity stunt.
Black Hole Birdie's disappeared, you know. The poor fellow must be inconsolable.
Oh, thank the... Inspector... Constable Maria Keene. It's...
Dr. Goodnight. Ecstatic to make your various acquaintances and so on? Are we finished with the pleasantries? An extraordinary...
Our coroner has developed a device.
Our office has instructed her to hand it over to you. Oh, behold, my discrepancy amplifier. Hold... You're rather sharp in your upper story. The discrepancy amplifier uses a deterministic model of our universe to detect the discrepancy between what should... Then it renders any discrepancies visible by using... Oh.
I'm contractually prohibited from endorsing off-brand technology. You'll want to peer into the amplifier and examine the crime scene.